Hello friends, if you are wondering if this is a pen attached to a microphone, yes it is, because Daniel has invested in a new fancy wireless mic setup, but cannot figure out how to balance the audio when this thing is attached to my shirt, so I'm just holding it on a pen. Professionalism at its best. Let's get going. Today we're going to talk about self-sabotage, and this is a topic that I've been thinking a lot about lately, primarily because I finally in my life stopped doing it, or started to stop doing it, would probably be a better way to say it. I've actually started to stop self-sabotaging at the age of 45. I finally figured out my own patterns and the things that I do that make me self-sabotage, and maybe this will be useful in some way for you as well. I don't know, but it's a topic that I'm interested in, and if nothing else, this will be a good video for me to come back to remind myself, hey, don't self-sabotage, just don't do it. So I'm not going to get into the details of why we self-sabotage. There's a lot of videos out there that are awesome that you should check out around the reasons why we do it. Suffice to say that we do it. We set ourselves up for failure. We hinder our own success, probably because of our low self-esteem or low self-worth. But that's neither here nor there. The main point is that we do it, and I'm going to show you 5 hidden ways that we self-sabotage, 5 habits that we have, in fact, that cause us to self-sabotage to hold us back from success. Self-sabotage habit number 1 is focusing only on results instead of your progress. This is something that I have absolutely fallen into in my own life. I'm sure you have as well, where instead of noticing how much you're improving and changing as a person, you just get stuck in this loop of thinking, but I'm not there yet. I haven't achieved the success that I wanted in my life. You're just stuck and fixating on the results, thinking that when you get there, you'll be happy, not realizing that you are getting there. You are actually progressing and you are growing. It's a process. It's an ing, if you haven't noticed the emphasis that I'm putting there. The process of getting there, of going, of growing, of progressing, that actually is the reward a lot of the time. I always use the example for me of public speaking. If I just obsess about getting high-paid speaking gigs, then I'm never going to be happy because, frankly, I don't get as many of those as I would like. But I am progressing as a speaker. I'm growing and developing myself every day, every week, every month, every year, and that to me is the most important thing. You probably have something in your life that's very similar, where you're progressing in a way, you're growing and developing, and maybe you're not giving yourself credit for it. Maybe you're thinking, yeah, but I'm not there yet in my life. That is a form of self-sabotage because you're not valuing what you have. You're not seeing your growth and development, and instead you're beating yourself up because you're not there yet. Hint, you're probably never going to get there. It's not a place, it's actually a process. So start focusing on the progress rather than just obsessing about the result. Self-sabotage habit number 2 is listening to people you don't want to be like. Oh boy, this is one that I have spent many years of my life, I'm sure you have too, making this mistake. Listening to people who aren't and never will be the kind of person I want to be. They don't have the life I want, they aren't the kind of person I want to be like, and yet I listen to their opinions and I fall into the trap of believing what they're saying. So what I would say, simple as it is to stop listening to people who aren't what you want to be, who don't have the life that you want to live. Many people will have ideas and philosophies and things that they think you should listen to, but the only people I believe that are worth listening to are the ones who actually have or are what you want. If you listen and you talk to those people, you will find that they will stop you from self-sabotaging and they will actually help you to grow and develop much faster than the people who are not living the life or being the kind of person you want to be. Self-sabotage habit number 3 is timing yourself out of the game. By putting false time constraints on your success in any way, you actually are self-sabotaging. You're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself to be, to do, or to have something that will happen in due time. As an ambitious, driven person, you probably have goals in your life. You probably have things that you want to do. But when you get stuck in this idea that I must achieve it by a certain time, I must be this, or I must have this, or do this by a certain age, 20 years old, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, whatever, you will start to time yourself out of the game and you'll start to self-sabotage your success. If you aren't where you want to be yet in your life, keep going, keep progressing. You will find that it will get easier as time goes on, and you won't have to worry as much because there is no time limit. I've said this in other videos as well. There is no scorecard in life, and there also is no time limit. So don't time yourself out of the game. Don't sabotage your own success and your own enjoyment by making yourself have these fake or false time limits on your own achievements. Self-sabotage pattern number 4 is devaluing what you have. Very often, when we want to achieve something in our lives, we devalue what we already have, what we've already achieved, what we've already got for ourselves, whether it is in terms of actual material things, or it's relationships, or it's even our own development. We devalue what we have and what we are because we're looking out to the future thinking, I'm going to get this, or I'm going to be this. That is actually a form of self-sabotage, I believe, because when you devalue what you have already, you actually create a deficiency mindset in your life. And if you've read anything by Maslow, when you fall into deficiency, it makes you actually unhappy, and it reduces your energy in life and your ability to grow and to keep developing. There's a great quote by Epicurus the philosopher who said, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for." That is the crux of devaluing what you have. If you fall into the trap of self-sabotaging, looking at what you don't have, you will feel much more miserable, and you won't enjoy the journey half as much because you're always looking at what you don't have instead of valuing what you are and what you've already created for yourself. And self-sabotage habit number 5 is not enjoying the journey. I shared this in another video recently, but just imagine you were on a roller coaster, and instead of just enjoying the ups and downs and the speed and the turns of the roller coaster, you decided to try and control the roller coaster. You were thinking it should go a certain speed, or it should go this direction, or it shouldn't go around this curve, it should go this way or that way. That's ridiculous to think about, but that's kind of what we do in life. Instead of enjoying the ride like we do in a roller coaster, we put our attachments and our ideals and our way of thinking things should be onto life. We project it, and that creates a form of self-sabotage because we're giving our energy over to things that we cannot control. And that is really crucial, my friend. Whatever you are up to in your life right now, enjoy it. If you're watching this video, enjoy it. If you're going to work today, enjoy it. Whatever you're doing in your life, enjoy the process, and you will find that it actually enriches what you're doing. It removes that barrier of self-sabotage, because when you enjoy the journey, life is a lot richer and it's a lot more energizing. So these 5 habits are ones that I, as I said, am still trying to overcome, but as I've grown in age and maturity, I've started to notice them in myself, and I'm aware when I'm starting to do them. And that really would be the key message here. Not necessarily that you need to change the habits, but just be aware of them. Be aware of when you fall into the trap of thinking in these ways that I've described. Just that awareness will start to cure the problem for you, and you'll find you sabotage yourself much less. I hope these ideas have been valuable for you. Hopefully you like my new fancy microphone setup here. My name is Daniel Midson-Short. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being part of this community. And as always, thank you for improving yourself.